Did you know that medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the United States? That's right. Thousands of people suffer from preventable medical mistakes every year. Medical malpractice, two words that can send shivers down your spine, or at least mine. Imagine going in for a simple procedure and waking up to a nightmare. Today, we're diving into the craziest, most jaw-dropping medical malpractice cases of all time. From the shocking to the downright bizarre, you won't believe these real-life legal horror stories. So let's get started. All right, first up, let's talk about one of the most horrific mistakes in medical history. Imagine needing brain surgery and waking up to find out that the doctor operated on the wrong side of your skull. This actually happened to 3 separate patients at a hospital in Rhode Island. How? Well, miscommunication and sheer negligence. Lawsuits, of course, followed, and the hospital had to revamp its entire surgical protocol to prevent further disasters. Next up, we have the case of anesthesia gone horribly wrong. A man in West Virginia went in for surgery expecting to be completely knocked out. Instead, he woke up mid-operation, unable to move, unable to scream, completely paralyzed. He could feel everything as doctors cut into him. This condition, called anesthesia awareness, affects about 1 in 1,000 patients. The hospital settled a massive lawsuit after the patient suffered lifelong PTSD from the experience. All right, believe it or not, a surgeon in India was caught using scrap metal from a soda can as an implant during hip replacement surgeries. Patients later discovered the shocking truth when post-op x-rays revealed metallic objects that clearly didn't belong, affecting over a dozen unsuspecting victims. The doctor was arrested and the victims received massive settlements for their suffering. The moral of the story? Always get a second opinion before that surgery. All right, next up is one of the most chilling medical malpractice cases ever. A 92-year-old woman in Poland was declared dead and sent to the morgue. But hours later, when an employee went to check on her body, she was moving. Turns out she wasn't dead at all, just in a deep, undetected coma. The hospital faced massive legal backlash, and the doctor responsible had their license revoked. This real-life horror story is why double-checking vitals should never be overlooked. Can you imagine being the one that found her? Yikes. All right. Surgical tools are meant to be used during an operation, but not left inside the patient. In Germany, one unlucky man went in for a routine abdominal surgery and left with 16 different objects still inside his body. Scissors, gauze, and more. Months of pain led to multiple follow-up visits, but doctors initially dismissed the symptoms as post-surgical discomfort. It wasn't until a persistent second opinion led to an x-ray that the shocking mistake was finally exposed, revealing surgical tools that had been left behind. After a legal battle, the hospital was forced to pay out millions in damages. All right, imagine needing a kidney transplant only to wake up and realize you got a completely different organ instead. This actually happened to a patient in Japan when a hospital mistakenly transplanted a liver instead of a kidney. How does that even happen? A mix-up in paperwork and completely unavoidable error, possibly? Well, in any event, the surgeon was sued, facing both civil and criminal charges for gross negligence, while the hospital was fined and forced to overhaul its surgical protocols. The patient, unfortunately, had to undergo another life-threatening operation to correct the mistake, leading to a prolonged recovery and significant emotional distress. Eventually, the court awarded the patient a multi-million-dollar settlement for pain and suffering. All right, so there you have it. Some of the most insane medical malpractice cases ever recorded. The scariest part, though, these are just a few of hundreds of similar cases that happen every year. Which case shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insane legal stories. See you next time.